What's up? Happy birthday to me. I'm all this shit today. Um, Super excited to share a birthday project with you guys. I was like, what do I want to do for my birthday? I want to make something. So I was thinking about kind of the division between the work that I share on Patreon, for example. Like I share thousands of images every single month, right? Like a couple hundred images a day. And I was like, this isn't even everything that I'm making. There's still half the photos that I don't even share. And I was like, interesting. How do I determine which art is worth sharing versus which art like I want to keep to myself? And I'm realizing that, especially in a situation where censorship makes so much of the narrative, right? Like I don't want to share isolated images. I want to share pieces of ongoing projects. I want to share stories, right? Like narrative. Like I want to be able to share something that has context, that has the ability to speak for itself in a way. And I think that's why I love combining poetry and in written and visual forms together, because I think it makes for such an immersive experience and a much more fully fleshed out truth. Whenever I'm trying to create a photo about something, it's me trying to wrestle with this thing. And it's usually not a thing that's comfortable to think about. It's usually not a thing that we're talking about publicly in the political discourse or in our social discourse. It tends to be things that are like very personal. I deal a lot with things that are intimate and vulnerable, and I think through allowing and being committed to that process, I have learned so much more as an artist, rather than trying to kind of stay safe or stay with larger discussions, because I think there is a portal, right? Your personal experiences can be a portal for universal understanding. It can be a catalyst for a conversation that might change someone's perspective or might expand someone's perception of a given issue or imbalance or whatever subject, So I was like, what if I showed people these images though? Like, what if I had the ability to safely construct a experience with the intimate and vulnerable, or the images that I experience as the most intimate and vulnerable of my artwork? Is there a way to safely share that without having people misunderstand or having the images taken out of context or stolen or censored or whatever? And I thought, yeah, there is, right? I mean, until MailChimp kicks me off, that is, for having nude images. We're going to keep it running for as long as we can. And so I was like, let me create a project that will allow people to kind of step into this interior room, so to speak, like stepping into the treasure chest that I kind of keep hidden from people. And in my quest to be more transparent and to be more participatory between the viewer and the artist, I'm asking people to go and experience this. The link is in the section below. You can, in the notes or whatever, there's the link to the room. And you go in there, and I'm asking you to experience the images, sit with them for a moment. Don't just like scroll through and then like give the first 5 words that come to your head. But sit with it for a minute, and you can choose 5 to 10 words to respond with, and they can be just words or they can be phrases. But basically what I'm asking you to do is, since we all have, there's always like a little bit of things are lost in translation, right? And so I'm asking you to give me the words that you understand. So I'm asking you, community, give me the words that describe your experience with these images in this interior space that is ultimately mine, right? This is like my heartland. This is like my internal experience. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to be able to share that, right? I do want to be able to share that. And I want to have less things lost in translation. So what I'm asking for is for you to experience it, and you drop 5 to 10 words in the box that's at the bottom of the page. And then at the end of this month, I'm going to write a poem on the last day of the month with all the words that have been submitted, using only the words that have been submitted, which means if we only get 20, then it's going to be a 20-word poem. Like basically I'm asking you to put these words in a little bag. And I'm going to pull out of this bag of like Scrabble, right? I'm going to pull out of these letters to construct a narrative that describes my own experience in your language for this interior space in my heart that I feel is a space that everyone has. So this space isn't unique to me, right? Like everyone has like that inner heart space. And I kind of tried to create an experience or a visual field that includes a lot of the essential elements. And I wouldn't say that it's 100% of everything, right? Like I am doing this project in a month. So I might do another one if it goes well, we might do more, but for right now, this is what we're starting with. And if you include your email when you submit your responses, you'll get a free finished copy of the PDF. And I'm going to be releasing it for free on the newsletter regardless. But if you're not on the newsletter and you want to make sure that you get a copy, please include your email so that way I can send that to you. I'm really excited. I like things that bring people into the experience. I really like when we're able to get strangers to realize how not strange they are, and how even if there are interior experiences that we all share in our lives that we don't necessarily talk about, so we don't know that everyone is sharing this experience, right? If it's things like it's grief or it's existential crises or whatever it is, it's like these things that maybe we don't talk to someone on the subway about, right? But it doesn't mean that that person might not also be experiencing something, right? Like we all make mistakes, we all feel regret, we all feel love, we all can be happy and we can laugh, and the things that make us laugh and the things that make us cry aren't really that different, even if there are cultural and social elements of training going on, right? Like your normal is very different than my normal, but that doesn't mean that we both don't experience the same spectrum of emotions, right? We just react to different things and for different intensities and all that. So super interesting. I'm really interested to see how this project turns out, and I really appreciate you for participating in it. And the final thing will be a zine. It will be a small publication. I may offer some versions in print, but for right now, it's just going to be digital, since I've had a lot of people, I have a lot of international people in the community, right? They're like, I love you all, and I want you all to be able to get it in digital formats to make that easier. So I love you. It is my birthday, so again, if you'd like to send me anything, Amazon gift cards or something off the Amazon registry, or you can do just cash payment to Venmo or Cash App, which is just my name, Lior Olay. And all that info is on the newsletter too, so you can click that link and I'll send you a free Polaroid or a free unreleased digital photo set of your choice.